3 weeks ago in France, Sébastien Loeb was crowned WRC Drivers' Champion for a 7th consecutive time, while his Citroën team also retained the manufacturer's title. So with all the major silverware handed out, Spain's Rally Catalunya will simply be a flat-out fight to the finish. Catalunya is in the northeast of Spain. Barcelona is the main city in the region, but the rally is again based in the resort town of Salou. There are 16 stages in total, but for 2010 there is a special twist. While days 2 and 3 are on the traditional Spanish tarmac, the day 1 stages will be on mixed gravel and tarmac tests.
I'm looking forward to be racing here. It will be interesting. It's the first time that Catalunya is like that.
Friday we will start with the combination, a little bit of tarmac, and most of them is gravel, with the gravel tire, gravel suspension. And then the second and third day is full tarmac with a full car. So it's going to be a bit demanding to adapt in the different conditions.
It's quite a challenge to drive a gravel setup car on tarmac. The car just moves around a lot more. It feels like sort of a lazy couch. So it's actually kind of fun, but it definitely takes a sort of a whole different thought process to get the car to turn and be quick without being too sideways.
And getting this car to work with gravel tyres and really set up quite high and soft, then it's going to make it quite tricky.
And this mix could work in the favour of Dani Sordo. He's been second to Sébastien Loeb here on the last 4 occasions, but with his advantageous start position on the gravel of day 1, could he finally claim his first WRC win?
Can you win this rally?
If I tell you no, it's not correct, no? Because I can, of course, everybody can. And also I have a really good road position. The thing I know is I will try to enjoy, to drive fast, and pace not, and everything is okay at the moment. I work with my co-driver really hard these 2 days in recce, so we are ready.
It would be special for you to win here?
Here or everywhere, but I need to win one race.
And Dani's first look at the Catalan tarmac was an extreme close-up as he took part in the WRC go-kart race-off on Thursday. But ominously for the Spaniard, he finished second behind his teammate on this occasion too. In the rally proper, Sébastien has an unassailable lead of 60 points over his compatriot Sébastien Ogier. The focus now switches on the battle for the runner-up spot, with Ogier, Jari-Matti Latvala and Petter Solberg all vying for second place. Citroën also claimed the manufacturer's title on their home event. They are 111 points ahead of Ford, with their junior team lying third. The multiple surface changes are already proving tricky. Thursday's shakedown practice provided a challenging opening, Latvala sailing straight on at a chicane. And one man who the Spanish fans won't get to see this weekend is Kimi Räikkönen. This is the Finn on the short shakedown test. With his roll cage damaged, his car would not be fit to tackle these stages. A big disappointment for him and his fans.
It hurts more because we cannot even do the rally, so I'm just disappointed, but I mean, for sure the team is also, but it's nothing that I can change now, so we have to live with it. And but it doesn't really change the way how I think the rally. I knew it's gonna be difficult, and it's just disappointing, but I can only complain to myself.
So, no Kimi Räikkönen at the autograph signing that preceded the start ceremony on the Salou seafront. But there was plenty to keep the Spanish fans entertained as they got the chance to meet and greet the drivers. Daniel Elena still consoling Dani Sordo after his go-kart defeat. But the nation's home star was certainly given a hero's welcome at the start ramp as the event was officially begun. There will be no easy start to this rally as we kick off with the 36 kilometres of Terra Alta. This is a classic gravel stage with its mixture of rough and smooth to test the cars and drivers, while the 7 kilometres of twisty tarmac, marked here in green, could be very tough on tyres. This is followed by the all-gravel La Ribera Debra, and the loop is completed with the mixed surface La Garrigues test. It's a really damp, foggy start to the rally, which will please Sébastien Loeb, who, as the first car on the road, should be facing the worst of the loose gravel. Well, these sleepy Costa Dorada village streets are waking up to the sight of the WRC's finest, making their way to Spain's unique opening stage. Loeb is the world champion again, and the winner in Spain for the last 5 years is first into this 36-kilometre test. Rally Catalunya is go, and for the first time in almost 2 decades we're on Spanish gravel instead of tarmac. Not great visibility in the fog, but with the gravel bound together in these damp conditions, there is no road sweeping for Seb here. And in this fast-flowing first few kilometres, Loeb's already in committed mood, despite the really misty view ahead and a very narrow road as well. Next into this challenging opening stage is Loeb's compatriot Sébastien Ogier. And the key to this mixed surface opening loop could be who's made the best setup compromise. And as we've seen frequently this season, Ogier is no slouch on gravel. Next up is Jari-Matti Latvala. Oh, but he's stalled. Focus is quickly restarted and he's on his way. Well, for Jari and the 4 team, it's been a difficult period as they've watched Loeb and Citroën sweep away the championship titles in emphatic fashion. Their 25-year-old second driver has been in impressive form of late, though, and he should enjoy these fast-flowing gravel roads. Petter Solberg has shown impressive pace in his privately run Citroën C4 all season, and the experienced Norwegian should know how to tackle these changing surfaces. Petter is looking a bit loose early on, though. And changing his pace notes there on the first competitive pass through this stage. The hopes of the home nation rest firmly on the shoulders of Dani Sordo and co-driver Diego Vallejo. For 4 years running, the Spaniards finished second best to his teammate Loeb. With the championship secured, though, this could be Dani's best chance for glory. Unfortunately, like Solberg, he's struggling to match Loeb's pace in stage 1. Mikko Hirvonen has suffered a humbling 2010 season after finishing a point away from the championship title last year. Running 6th on the road, Mikko should have a cleaner line than the front runners, but in these damp conditions, he's not really seeing much advantage. The Spanish gravel proving challenging then. Loeb, meanwhile, is about to move on to one of the tarmac sections. A swift change of driving style needed for the Frenchman as he adapts to the strange sensation of driving on asphalt in a car set up for gravel. The high suspension and gravel tyres will make this a challenging few kilometres for Loeb and the chasing pack.
It was a little bit humid, so maybe a bit less cleaning and flat out, so nothing to lose.
And at the moment, that chasing pack is being led by Latvala. The BP4 man has been the closest to Loeb's split time so far in this 36-kilometre stage, and he's fast approaching the finish line now. Less than 3 seconds down on the world champion. Loeb, though, clearly not bothered by running first on the road in these damp conditions.
We stalled the engine in the start line. It's something wrong with the clutch. That has really not happened for a long time. We lost a few seconds with there. Then it was difficult to get the rhythm, and the tarmac section was so much cutted. There was so much gravel that we were losing too much on that section.
Latvala not quite finding a rhythm on the mixed surfaces then, and Petter Solberg too has been a little off Loeb's pace in Terra Alta. The former world champion may have gone the wrong way with his setup compromise to tackle the changing surface, and Petter is more than 20 seconds off the pace.
I couldn't get the traction. I just have to wait and wait, so that's it.
Petter not enjoying the conditions then. The Spanish fans will be hoping Dani Sordo's fared better, but he too may have chosen a setup too hard for this mainly gravel stage. As he charges into the flying finish, he's already well off his teammates' pace. Well, that's a disappointing start for a man who has hopes of winning this rally. Dani already 15 seconds behind.
I need a little bit more grip, maybe. I have a little bit hard in the sprints, but anyway, it's bad.
Only Latvala got anywhere near the pace of Loeb. The four-man finishing stage 1, 2.7 seconds behind Sebastian Ogier, was third fastest. He's more than 7 seconds off the leader's pace, while Hirvonen, Sordo and Solberg make up the rest of the top 6. Loeb reigning in Spain, but can Sordo fight back? The day 1 stages continue after this break. Welcome back to the Rally d'Espagne in Catalunya, where world champion Sebastian Loeb has made the best start to this mixed surface opening day. Loeb, though, isn't able to maintain his winning pace on the all-gravel stage 2.
Et droite, plus tard, corde de max. Sur gauche à fond, 100 mètres. Gauche frein.
Whoa, and that's a really close call by Citroen's number 1 in the flying finish. The Frenchman rapidly puts that moment behind him, though. Sebastian is quickest again through the 12-kilometre stage 3. Sebastian Ogier, meanwhile, is still struggling to match the leader's pace after selecting a setup a little too hard for these conditions.
150 mètres, Jean-Marie, moins 1. Léger droite 154, 5 freins ancienne pour gauche 120 plus. Gauche 120 plus. Et droite 140, moins mi-long, mi-corde qui ferme léger. Sur gauche 140, moins 80 mètres arrivée. Pour gauche droite 140.
Ogier too really wide in this stage 2 flying finish. Well, despite Ogier's wild lines, he is actually closing on Jari-Matti Latvala. The Ford driver is again unable to find a flowing rhythm on these changing surfaces. There's some really dirty, slippery sections to negotiate here. And Latvala really wide at that left-hander. Jari slips behind Ogier and into third. After his slightly off-par performance in the opening test, meanwhile, Petter Solberg is now right on the pace. The Citroen Privateer sets the fastest time in stage 2, and with the third quickest time in 3, he storms up 2 places on the leaderboard to claim 4th.
And line into, through right plus tightens, 1 tightens.
Petter working really hard, manhandling the C4 through this twisty technical section. For Spanish sensation Dani Sordo, meanwhile, it's been a frustrating start to his home event. Expecting drier conditions like Ogier, he's opted for a setup a bit too hard for these slippery roads. Dani is quicker than Loeb in stage 2, but then loses another 10 seconds in the mixed surface stage 3. He slips to 6 and is more than 25 seconds behind his teammate by the end of the morning loop. Dani really cautious here as he tackles the tarmac section and this car set up for gravel. A disappointing start for Sordo, but it's been a terrific start for his teammate. Loeb leads by almost 12 seconds from Sebastian Ogier, while Latvala slipped to third. Solberg's pace sees him move up to 4th, while Hirvonen remains 5th at the moment. It's back to Salou next, and the first service stop at the Portaventura amusement park.
Oh, sorry. Obviously, no problems road sweeping this morning. Are you surprised about that?
Yeah, I'm quite sure we had to clean the road in the morning, but I was pushing very hard, and I benefit a bit of the fog. I think the other had. That's been more difficult for the other to benefit of the road condition with the fog. So I tried really hard, and I'm very happy because I didn't expect to be so well at the moment.
You say benefited from the fog. Is that because you've had more experience of driving in fog, or you like driving in fog?
No, but I knew if normally if you have a normal road cleaning, you have no chance against the driver who are 5th or 6th on the road. In the fog, it's much more difficult to find the right rhythm, even if you have a better grip. So I tried to push very hard. We had also a little bit of humidity on the road coming from the fog, so it made it a bit less disadvantage for me.
When the fog comes down, it actually makes the humidity for the ground, and that binds the gravel. So being first car on the road actually was not so bad today.
Why did you go for a harder setting on the car? Why did you do that?
No, it's not hard. It's not hard setting. It's a little bit harder than Sebastian because I thought my road position here will be more clean the road, so I need more position for rest, for staying in the ride and everything. But it's not really clean stages. Maybe now second lap he will be better.
The drivers are soon on their way back out to the mixed surface Terra Alta stage, and with the sun now beating down and the roads dried out, Loeb could face some road sweeping issues this afternoon. Seb on his way then, and there definitely is still plenty of loose gravel around. The World Champions lead could be under threat in the second loop. Sébastien Ogier is currently Loeb's closest rival. The Citroën Junior man begins the afternoon just under 12 seconds behind the rally leader. Ogier really has pedal to the metal here in stage 4. It's been a rapid getaway from the Frenchman. While Ogier begins to find some pace to challenge the leader, it's still not happening for Danny Sordo. Despite changing his setup slightly in service, Danny is still unable to find any sort of rhythm on these changeable roads. Unable to take advantage of his road order advantage, Sordo actually loses more time to the leading drivers. Up ahead though, Loeb is definitely struggling. Even with 8 kilometers of tarmac in here, he looks set to lose some time to his rivals.
Et droite 140 moins mi long tard. Sur gauche à fond long tard. Et droite 140.
It's more difficult for me. It's a lot of loose gravel because it dried up between the 2 laps, and so I have some dust coming out and some little lines, but not wide enough and with not a lot of grip, so it's difficult to find the right rhythm to know if you have to stay in the line or not, and I tried hard, but it's very tricky.
So Loeb is definitely suffering as the first car on the road, and judging from the early split times, Ogier is taking full advantage. We'll join him here as he surges through the final few corners on this short tarmac section.
Droite 140 à fond, arrivé, 80 mètres, 140 à fond, ciel.
Wow, a terrific drive in there from the young Frenchman. 8.5 seconds quicker than Loeb. He's closed right up on the leader. Jari Matti bouncing through the compression. He's also had a strong run through stage 4. The Flying Finn also beats Loeb's effort, and he consolidates his position in third. Despite being urged on by the Spanish fans, Sordo's bewildering lack of pace is showing no sign of ending. It's another really disappointing stage for the home hero. He's more than 21 seconds off the time set by Ogier, and he slips further adrift in 6th.
One moment in the States I thought it was puncher, but I lost a little bit time, but now it's still big difference, no? So like that.
Sordo's frustrating run has left him over 38 seconds behind the leader, while Loeb's advantage out front has been slashed to just 3.4 by Ogier. Latvala remains in third place, with Petter Solberg still 4th. Loeb's lead could be under threat then. Join us again after the break as Ogier's charge continues. Welcome back to Spain. The Catalan gravel roads are proving a real challenge up and down the leaderboard. A chance now to catch up with the runners further back. Matt Wilson is looking for a strong finish to the season while he seeks to secure a programme for 2011. The Stobart Ford man is running in his familiar 7th place, but is almost 2 minutes behind Danny Sordo.
Left 2 minus neat. Repeat, late left 2 minus neat. 40, slight left.
Behind Wilson, a battle for 8th has been bubbling away between Ken Block and this man, Federico Villagra. The Argentine is hoping for a good result in his last outing in the Ford Focus, and he currently has the edge, despite damaging his steering with this moment earlier in the day. Block lost the position to Federico in stage 4, but is still very much in touch as the crews head on to the day's final pair of stages, and Ken is certainly relishing this unique mixed surface challenge. Although his car has been in the wars, he sustained a bit of front bumper damage there. Back at the head of the field, meanwhile, the pressure is building on the rally leader. Sébastien Ogier is in inspired form this afternoon, and the Frenchman's dogged pursuit of the world champion has continued. Ogier beats his compatriot again in stage 5 and is now just 2.1 seconds behind.
Sur gauche 120 cordes, gauche 120 cordes. Sur droite 120 plus mi-corde, droite 120 plus mi-corde pour attention.
Loeb is not a man comfortable with defeat though, and his response is immediate and impressive.
Corde légère sur attention 70 mètres. Gauche 130 plus mi-long.
Making the most of the long tarmac section that finishes stage 6, he claims his third fastest time of the day, and the rally leader maintains his hold on the top spot. With the leading pair of Citroëns inspiring each other to even greater heights, Jari-Matti Latvala is beginning to drift away from the fight for the lead. Clip to rock there, lucky not to pick up a puncture, but the Finn has struggled for pace through the day's final 2 stages, and he ends the afternoon loop over 16 seconds behind Ogier. And worryingly for Latvala, Petter Solberg has been showing impressive pace on both gravel and tarmac. The Norwegian is quickest through stage 5 and bettered only by Loeb in 6, and he ends the day just a couple of seconds behind the man in 3rd.
Tightens early. Opens half long. Tightens half long.
Danny Sordo's hopes of claiming a first win on home soil, meanwhile, now look rather bleak. Unable to find any confidence on these challenging mixed surface stages, the frustrated Spaniard ends the day almost a minute behind his rally leading teammate. Loeb hadn't expected to lead after the first day, but with road order not proving an issue in Catalunya, it's the world champion who is out front. He will take a lead of 3.8 seconds over Ogier into the tarmac stages of day 2.
I expected not to be leading today, to a complete gravel day, and with a lot of loose gravel on the top of the roads. I thought it will be a big disadvantage. Finally, we didn't lose anything in the morning, even we were faster than the other. We lost a bit in the afternoon, but not too much, so finally we are still ahead, and so it's a good surprise.
Sebastian, a better setup this afternoon, and definitely a better result this afternoon.
Yeah, better setup, better feeling. So I pushed quite hard this afternoon, and the time was good. So it's a good second loop.
Do you think you're a threat to Sebastian Loeb tomorrow? Are you going to go for that win? Are you going to go and try and catch him?
I'm not afraid. I know that he's a reference on tarmac, and it's difficult to follow him. But I will try to do my best and try to stay in contact with him as long as I can, and we will see.
Afternoon started really well. The stage 4, the long stage, was really going well. I was really comfortable and going well, and then the tarmac section also went really well. But I maybe overcooked my tires. I was too hard on tarmac, and after that I was a bit struggling on the gravel sections and starting to lose the time. And then on the stage 6, I hit the big rock, and I thought that I'm having a puncture, and for a long time I just too carefully and tried to feel it, what's happening, but it seems that we lost a big piece from the wheel, but the tire was okay, and was just lost my driving for a while and lost time.
The day might be over for the drivers, but for the mechanics it's a busy night ahead as they convert the cars from gravel to tarmac setup. The asphalt awaits then. You can follow the action from Spain as it happens on WRC.com, and make sure you join us again tomorrow for the Day 2 highlights.